Okay, good morning. So I've got the day off today, and I've got some shrimp things to do. So I figured I may as well video it because I've pretty much seen every neocaridina video on YouTube at this point, and I dare say that if I have, someone else has. And so this might be a bit of something different. And also, everyone else I see doing it as well is like a fucking pro and doing really well, and I'm having nothing but problems doing it. So maybe that'll make it a bit more interesting. Maybe you guys will have some advice that you can sling in the comments, and I get a little bit better off of that. That would be fantastic. But yeah, so I've been struggling a lot with Vorticella lately in all of these tanks, and I've been trying to treat it with peroxide. As you can see, I've gotten through quite a bit for 4 smallish tanks, and it's reduced it. It certainly hasn't eradicated it. It might have reduced it. I don't think it's that successful. And it's basically wrecked all my floating plants doing it as well. So I'm about to call it quits on that. I might give them one more dose, and then come payday in a couple of weeks, I'm just going to get some aquarium salt and dip whatever's left. There's only 1 or 2 in the blue carbon Rilly tank that have it still, so they can just get salt dipped. These greens, I've got a lot of babies in there, and it's sort of throughout. There's one with a bit on his snout now, if the camera's not going to focus on him. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be culling here, more for Vorticella than for colour, to be honest with you. I'm just going to get rid of, if it's a shitty grade looking green and it's got Vorticella, it's gone. It's going straight in that cold tank. I had been trying to treat the cold tank as well, but mate, it's just hopeless, to be honest with you. It doesn't seem to be touching it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because there's just too many places where the flow's not getting with all the rocks and the plants and things, or maybe it's just my dosing's calculated poorly. I don't know, but I don't mind it being in the cold tank anyway. It's not necessarily detrimental to the shrimp. In small amounts, I think it's actually symbiotic. So it can stay in the cold tank, but I don't want it in my breeders because it annoys me when I see a glorious looking shrimp and it's got some fucking worm flapping around on the end of its rostrum or under its guts or something like that, and it's just a bit creepy and messed up. So you're going to be culling this one to start with. I've also in here, I've taken the things that would be sensitive to peroxide out of the cold tank. I had a couple of blueberry snails. There's one up there. Can't see the others at the minute. And we got some spiny loaches in there as well. I need to get them out. They took me about maybe 2 days to get out of here. And this is even worse, to be honest with you, because they can just go in between that lava rock or underneath that and just disappear forever. So I've no idea how I'm going to get them out, but I need to try and do that as well. There's no rush for it. I don't need that tank back in a big hurry. But it does have to happen at some point. So if I get an opportunity, I'm going to snatch one while I'm here as well. Okay, so I imagine this is going to be fairly difficult with the camera in one hand and the net in the other. But we'll have a go. We'll see how we go. Maybe if I zoom in, might help. I'll try and find one first. I'll pause the video and I'll try and find one. And we'll go from there. Gonna bait it up with our wild red protein stuff. They go mental for that normally. As soon as that goes in, there's normally a good ball of them on it. So let me plop some of that in. Just a couple of little bits. It's not going in the feeding dish today because that's not where I can catch them from. I need them in the middle, really. And now we wait. Okay, we didn't have to wait long. You can see, I think that's a male there, but the focus is going to be a pain to manage for this, I think. But he's got a little bit on his rostrum there. So let's scoop him out, and then that's one less. There he is, just hoping the others just get out of net. This is tricky with the camera. Do you know what, they're a bit low grade anyway. I'm just going to cull them and all. Why not? They can all come out. Let's have them out. Okay, so that's in. We'll try and find another one. If anyone knows better than me, it's like, that guy wasn't a male. You know, let me know, because I'd hate to misgender any shrimp inappropriately. Oh, there's another one. Pretty sure that's another male there on the choya. me pause it and hoik him out. Oh, we got him. We managed to get one on his own as well, so that was nice. Yeah, I haven't been doing it too long, and I do struggle to pick them apart unless they're really obviously like a glorious female or very obviously male. But I've been going since March, it's October now, so I've been doing it like 6 months. And when I first did it, I fucked up massive, and I did all of these tanks on aqua soil, but like live aqua soil. So gradually over time it was making the water acidic and soft, and I was getting more and more deaths. So I had to reset all the tanks, completely redo them about 3 months in, and we're just starting to recover now. You can see I've had a clutch or two in the greens. These guys have still never bred in the entire time I've had them. A lot of them are new because these guys were in that tank at the time, which had the deepest substrate and suffered the most, so I lost most of my blue carbon release and had to get some more. But yeah, we're getting there now. Everything's all right. I've still got aqua soil in the cold tank, and they don't seem to be struggling too much. I think because there's not a lot of it in there. This was the tank I set up first, and I didn't put too much in there. I tried it out. I was like, oh, this is fine, so I'll just use as much as I like in these ones, and it was not fine. See if we can find another Vorticella chip. Any more? There's definitely more somewhere in there. Oh no! Mate, you see that? That is my prize green jade. A fucking worm hanging off the side of her. She will not be getting cold. She's going to have to wait till payday. And she's getting salt dipped, because that is... I don't think it's actually the best one I got. It's the second best one. I like the back stripe on them. I got one like that with a back stripe somewhere as well. But of course she's infected. Oh, it's the one with the back stripe. Come on, focus. Epoxy thing. Another male there with some on his nostrum. Nostrum. It should be called a nostrum. That's way better than rostrum. Straight on his nostrum. I thought he did anyway. I can't see it now. Maybe I got the wrong guy. There she is, a bit closer to the camera. The poor infected beauty. Just bickering over the food. There we go. It like focuses for a tiny bit at a time. Gives you an idea of how she's looking anyway. Oh, that one. Where's he gone? I see him on the camera, and then I try and see him in the tank, and you just lose them instantly when you shift focus. Little one back there. He's got some. I'm having him. I figure while I'm here, I'm standing by the tanks anyway. I may as well bait up these loaches in the forlorn hope that one might come in range and not be too evasive. I very much doubt it though. Okay, that's nothing to do with me. I might have to get these guys at night. That might be a bit of a better approach, maybe. I don't know, but I'm standing here anyway, so we might as well. Yeah, apologies for the state of the plants, but I had a bit of a trim up yesterday, so that's why it's looking like a bit of a butcher's floor, especially in with the blues. Look, oh my god, what a mess! What a mess! Where's my bamboo? I've got a floating bamboo in here somewhere. He's a bit raggedy and unwell. Let me find him, I'll show it to you. There he is, looking very sorry for himself. But this guy, there he is. Accidentally bought it from America. Came all the way from California a few months back. And when I first got it, it was just a bunch of like sort of 3 or 4 haggard leaves, like it's got on here at the minute. And then a massive great root ball that was so big it was sinking the leaves. And so I trimmed it up and it started doing all right. And then at the time I had some mystery snails in here, and I went away for work for a week and they started snacking on the fucking roots. And it's basically just given up on the growth it was trying. But look, if you look up, come on, focus. There we go. he's sprouting, so he's still hanging in there, and he's got a couple of them little bits sprouting off of him as well, so I'm hoping I'll be able to chop him up and get a few of them. And then I'm not even going to bother replacing my red root floaters that the peroxide has eaten. I just want this, because when this grows properly, the root system is phenomenal. Hopefully it'll do okay, and I'll be able to show you one day, because that is optimum floating plants for shrimping, I'm going to go ahead and say. Hydrangea arizora or something along those lines. Yeah, floating bamboo. It's cool as hell. A brave loach is emerging. So all I'm going to do for that is I'm going to take a couple more bits of them bug bites, I'm going to put it in the net, and I'm going to sit it in that tank in front of them whilst I'm making my observations on the shrimp. And I'd be astonished if it worked, but it's worth a punt. Literally, as soon as I broke the surface with that thing, he just fucked straight off into there. His mate's still there, probably feeling hidden by that grass, but I see you. But yeah, there's no way this is going to fucking work. I don't know, maybe I've got to do it at night, maybe I need a bigger net, maybe I need 2 big nets. Yeah, mate, surely somebody watching this has got like a planted, scaped out tank, and they've had to try and catch elusive fish in it for. Please tell me how. If you know how to do this, if you've got any advice, please tell me how, because I'm struggling on my own. Okay, we got a candidate over here. If it focuses on him, which it's not gonna, because he's going the wrong way, but he's got some on his rostrum there, so I'm going to grab him before I lose him. So the reason I'm only culling really for Vorticella today, and rather than just doing a normal cull, because you can see there's a lot of shit grade ones in here, and they're kind of all over the place. The greens are really cool in the variety that they come out. That one's eggman, actually, as a matter of fact. That I am colourblind, but it looks bluish to me on this sort of sideways, getting swarmed by the others carrying a clutch there. But basically, because they've only just started breeding again, really, in the last couple of months since I've reset the tank, I just want the population up. I just want to see more tanks than my coal tank full of shrimp. So any old camp really can stay in there in a minute. I don't mind. But eventually, I'm trying to select them like that. Basically, that's how I would like them in an ideal world. And then what I'm going to do, I don't know if it'll work. It probably won't, but it's my hobby, so I'm having a go anyway. But before I had to reset the tanks, I was trying to cross these guys with the blue carbon release. And we had a clutch or two, and they mostly come out however they come out. I think almost all of them are in the culls. But I did separate a couple, which are in here now. I'll bring the camera back over to this tank when they come. I've put a bit of food in there to try and bait them out over there. But yeah, we got a bit of we got one male and one female, I think, in there, with a bit of sort of this green jade coloration on the female anyway, and the male's just a bit crappy, but he's still green, and still with the blue carbon really sort of blue tint on the really part of them. So I'm pretty stoked on that. So eventually, with this tank, once the loaches are out, I'm either just gonna let these guys do what they do and take out the occasional winner like that and put them in there, or I'm gonna separate the male and the female out of here, put them in there, and just put the occasional high grade green in there and see what happens. Again, anyone has any advice on how to do this, I would love to hear it, please, because that's the ambition I got into doing this with anyway. I wanted to create a sort of oh no, that's not what I wanted. When I originally started, I wanted to get like a blue carbon really, but instead of blue, I wanted it jade green. So he'd have a black head and abdomen, and then he'd be sort of that colour of green with a glorious golden back stripe on him. But that's not what I'm doing, actually, it turns out. But I'll take whatever I can get, really. Okay, here's the female I was just describing. You can see she's got, if the camera ever focuses, she's got a very nice green on her front anyway, and a real cool sort of goldness happening on her back. It's not quite a stripe, but there's a little glowy gold patch. There you go, like a bumblebee, and still the bluish tinge of the blue carbon really on her abdomen there. So I'm hopeful for that, to be honest. I'll try and find the male and show you him. He's He's not nearly as good, but he's still got green and blue on him, man. He's still got green and blue on him. Let's try and find him. There she is. I'll try and get some in-focus photos of her to shove in the video as well, so you can see her a little bit better, because I know it's not going to work out too well on the video. Is it this guy? I'm not sure. This is where my colour blindness fucks me up a little bit without my missus here. Go, is this guy green? It's hard for me to tell without the that particular light or particular angle. I think he might have... Yeah, I think it's that guy. I think. I might be mistaken. There might be a slightly greener one in there somewhere. But again, I'll try and I'll find him at some point and get photos of him and put him in the video as well. Or if it's not that one, I'll correct myself later on when I see the actual one. Struggling to spot so many of these guys with a bit of Vorticella on them, which is surprising, because when I've been sort of peering in here over the last week, I think I gave them the last peroxide treatment maybe a little over a week ago in this tank, and sort of in the following days after that where I was peering out, and I was still spotting loads of them with it on, but so far I've found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a measly 6 infected shrimp, which I suppose is a good thing if it's coming up less and less. Maybe it's the treatment's working a little bit better than I realised. Maybe I'll give them another whack. One more whack before I give up on the peroxide and turn to the salt. Well, I might as well. I've got the peroxide here and I don't have aquarium salt here, so... yeah, I might well do. I'll have a think about it. I might bung that on in the end of the video. And then as well, you guys can see what I've been doing and tell me why I've been doing it wrong. And that'd be a good little learning experience as well. Oh, bollocks, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that today as well. Actually, no, thinking about it, I'm not going to do that today. Because this video is already getting very long. And I don't much fancy uploading an hour worth of shrimp footage by the end of it. So we'll just leave it as what we're doing for today. Where are they? Spotted another guy there. He's just behind the choya. He does. Are we going to see it on the video? He definitely had a speck on that rostrum. A little speck of white. Can't see it on here. Let me look with my human eyes and confirm. Yeah, absolutely. It's there you go. You see it there. It's tiny, but you get it with the right angle. Out he comes. Alright, well I've been going for about an hour or so here. I haven't pulled out as many as I would have hoped, but we got 7, so it's as good as salt dipping 7 shrimp anyway. So we've done something for this morning. So I'm gonna get that food in their feeding dish. I might have a little clean up of all this moss from where I trimmed up that at the back. These guys are already fed. I'm going to feed the coals. I'm going to give them a couple of leaves. I'm going to get the lids on. And then I'll just give you a brief little bit of footage of all the shrimp feeding, particularly in the coal tank. I'm going to try and get them to swarm just because that always looks nice. Oh, there's another one there before I do, though. He's coming out. He's coming out. Okay, well, anyway, they've all had a grape leaf in there each, some montmorillonite clay, some Bacter-AE. And then the coals, I've had some bee pollen as well. They're not quite swarming around. Sometimes they make a big ball around the feeding dish and they're swarming, getting all the little floating particulate and that. But I think because I did the bee pollen and the montmorillonite and stuff, the food's just kind of everywhere. So they're not swarming super strongly, unfortunately. And I can't be bothered to wait much longer and find out if they do. So, yeah. Hope you liked having a look at them and listening to me talk shite. If anyone has any advice, particularly with how to get these fucking loaches out of there, please tell me in the comments. Please let me know. Any advice is welcome. Equivalently, if you've got any questions that you think I might be able to help you with, I'm certainly no expert. I've just been spending the last 6 months watching loads of shrimp videos on YouTube and asking AI loads of inane shrimp questions. But if you want to ask me something, feel free to ask it as well. But yeah, please, if anyone knows how to get these out of here without taking apart the scape, I'm not willing to do that. Yeah, please fucking let me know.